And so what other challenges have come across or would the average person come across with dealing with mobile homes on land versus inside of a park?
On land, you have to have cash.
All right, guys, this is Kelly from Heels, Deals, and Wheels Mobile Home Investing Course, and we have Crystal Ross in the house. Crystal, how are you doing today?
Good morning. I am doing great. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, Crystal, before you introduce yourself, and I don't know if you remember, we almost did like a joint venture.
Uh-huh.
About how long ago was that?
Like 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And what was the details on that? That was a double wide and
In not Rowlett, in Roy City. Was it Roy
okay.
City? Roy City. And one of your partners on don't know the relationship, she came
Mhm.
out. Shannon, was it Shannon or something
Shannon.
like
Uh-huh. Right.
she
Uh-huh.
came out and took a look. But it kind of just fell by the wayside. I don't even know why. I think he just was refused to come down his price and he didn't realize the move cost. It was a double wide and he just refused to come down. And so I think I just left it alone.
Right, because it needed a lot of work, right?
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
On top
All
of
right.
the move.
Okay. And so my main reason for bringing it up, because I tell people all the time, it's so important to network, even though me and you have never met each other, but we know each other from being on the internet. And so it's so
Right.
important to network while you in this business.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. So,
Mhm.
Crystal, introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay, well, my name is Crystal, and I am a licensed realtor in the state of Texas. And I have been investing in mobile homes maybe 2 years, but I do them only on land, which is called real property and not personal property.
Okay. And is there a reason why you only do it on land?
Uh, More money.
Okay. All right.
And
All
I'm
right.
not interested in like yourself. I love to see your rentals and how much you're making on the rentals. And I'm like, oh Lord, but I'm just not a landlord girl. I was a landlord for about maybe 15 years on a single family home. And every time my phone rung with their number popping up, I just cringe like, what now? And so I'm
Okay.
not really not saying I will never do it. That may be my retirement outlet. I don't know. But I'm just not in the rental. I like flipping. Of course, if you're in real estate, you see all type of houses and you see how they flip them, and you can do the same thing with mobile homes. So why not
Ex-
for a fraction of the price of a brick home?
Okay. So, Crystal, have you ever flipped a single family home or just mobile homes?
I've never flipped a single family home, just mobile homes. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, how many mobile homes have you flipped thus far?
I have only flipped three, and I'm on pause because my husband's a 18. He drives 18 wheelers, and so we're trying to get a huge contract with Amazon. And with Amazon, you have to have some money in the account. So we're on freeze. I can't buy anything because it's all cash. These all cash deals, so I can't buy anything, and I'm about to go crazy. But hey, that of course, Amazon gonna be more money, so I have to chill. So I haven't done anything.
Okay. So, Crystal, can you walk us through like your worst deal on a flip, and then we'll go to your best deal on the flip.
So to be honest, I really haven't had any worst. If you want to consider, I had a single wide, and I always do Kelly in near lakes because near lakes is where you're gonna find most of your mobile homes on land. That's where you're gonna find your cash buyers because you have retired people or what have you. And so, out of the three, two of them were cash, and one of them was FHA finance. Okay. So
Okay.
I would say the FHA finance probably, I'm not gonna say worse, it was just a little bit more work because with FHA, you have to have them tied down. So that was an unexpected expense. Not that I had to take the offer because I didn't. But I think the home had been on the market like maybe 26, 27 days. So as a flipper, it's like you kind of get nervous, And
Okay.
so I did take the offer. He being the buyer, he did offer maybe like a couple $1,000s more to help with those expenses.
Okay.
So that probably, again, I'm not gonna say worse because I made money. Uh, I could say unexpected expense.
Okay. And
Mm.
so roughly how much does it cost to tie down was it a single wide or?
It was a single wide, yes.
Mm.
Uh, it was like close to 6,000.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because it's
Okay.
not, they have to do that. It's a lot of other stuff that comes in with tying it down because they have to have an engineer to come out. So all that price includes all of that.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so Crystal, how are you finding these deals near water?
I'm a realtor. So
Okay.
they're an MLS. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's how I find them. I'll go on there and see what's going on. Now, mind you, one mobile home was not listed. I was just driving around and I bought that one for like 12,000 on
Okay.
land. My next one I bought for 75,000. That was a double. That was a double wide.
Okay.
And another one I bought. Can't remember how much I paid for that one, but they're all under 100 because I don't do anything over 100. But
Okay.
they're 50 to 75,000 range that I buy
Okay.
them, and I don't buy them in rough shape. I buy them in I call it cosmetic ready shape.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't. Yeah, it's no holes in the ceilings and no holes in the floors. I don't buy those. I mean, not that I wouldn't if it's a hell of a deal, but I just try to do a clean cut deal in and out.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the $12,000 deal because that's more probably feasible for somebody.
Mhm.
How much did you cash out for that? How much did you make on that deal? And was that cosmetically ready as well, the $12,000
Now,
deal?
that was the worst one, shape
Okay.
wise. That
Okay.
was the worst one, shape wise. But again, it still didn't have holes in the ceiling. It didn't have but as far as shape wise, that's probably was the worst one I've done.
Okay.
But I'm let's see, I bought that one. Oh, I told you how much I bought that one for. I want to say I maybe cashed out in the 20s, like
Okay.
25, 26,000, somewhere up in there. Yeah.
Okay. And do
Mhm.
you have a handyman or a contractor to help you or your husband's handy?
No, he's not. But but I do. So for this particular one that we're talking about, what I do is I just get on Facebook Marketplace, not Marketplace, Facebook, like in that county or that
Okay.
city. I'll join that, whether it's 4 or 5 groups. I'll join those groups and I'll say, hey, looking for, and I kind of tell them what I have going on. And I'm talking about the response is just overwhelming. So you
Okay.
just get a couple of bids like that, and then they'll inbox you, hey, I could do it, da da da. And that's how you get them. Now, the other two, they're only like maybe 45, 50 minutes from my house, from Dallas. I live in Dallas. And so it's easy to find somebody 45, 50 minutes that's willing to do that drive from Dallas.
Okay. And then the mobile home on land that cost you 75,000, was that the most expensive one you ever purchased or
Yes.
okay. And how much was that deal?
That deal, as far as profit wise, in the
Yes,
40s.
in the
Uh
40s.
uh
Okay.
41, 42, somewhere up in there.
Okay. All right. So did somebody have to get a loan or they
For that one, no, it was a cash buyer. It was a older lady, and again, these are put into MLS, which is the real estate system, and
okay.
so agents from all over can see it. And so
Okay.
the agent called me and said, "Hey, have a lady. She doesn't live here. She lives in Connecticut. I can't remember where she lived, and so her daughter wants to come see it." And so the daughter, I have a lockbox on it, just like a regular real estate transaction. And they went and showed it. The agent went and showed it, and the lady bought it sight unseen. Her daughter saw it, but the lady
Oh,
bought it sight unseen and paid
wow.
cash for it.
Wow.
Hmm.
So, do you think you're leaning towards mobile homes versus real estate? Because I see your post in the real estate game, and you you killing the single family. Are you leaning towards, or you just like, hey, this is just some extra
I
in the toolbox?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I look at it. I just go with the flow. If this one can make me this one month, and this can make, hey, I put them all together. I don't
Oh.
discriminate.
All right. So, but would you say it's quicker to close a mobile home deal versus dealing with a single family home?
Yeah, mobile. Well, anytime you pay cash, you can close in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
You could close in 2 weeks even with a mobile home if they
Hmm.
got the cash? Oh,
Yep.
I thought you could probably even close even quicker than that.
It depends on how fast what the title company you choose or they choose. It depends on how fast you can get the title
Okay.
work, because that's what you're waiting on is title work, and that normally takes about a week, week and a half, and then when you're ready to close.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So when you're dealing with mobile homes on land, you're not really dealing with the title anymore. You're dealing with the deed, correct?
You still have to go through the title company, just like if you're buying a $500,000 house. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same process. It's nothing
Mm-hmm.
different just because it's a mobile home. It's real property, so it's real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay then. And so what other challenges have come across or would the average person come across with dealing with mobile homes on land versus inside of a park?
On land, you have to have cash. I haven't. I'm not saying that there are not any. I haven't come across any what they call hard money lenders. I haven't
Mm.
come across any hard money lenders that will finance a mobile home to be flipped. Hard money is a lender. I'm just going to explain it just for those who don't know. Hard money
Mm.
is a lender that all investors, not saying all, but most investors use, and they give them the money, and the interest rate is high as heck, probably 12, 13%. And so they'll give them the money to purchase it, and they'll give them the money to do the cosmetic work or whatever type of work is needed.
Okay.
And so, and then that's how most investors they use hard money lenders. So I haven't found any hard money lenders that will even touch a mobile home, which is unfortunate because it's real estate. Yeah.
Right. Right. And besides that, any other challenges, or how would the average person, since we're not able to look in the same system you're looking in the MLS, is there any way like a regular person like myself or anybody else can find these homes?
If you're in the Dallas Fort Worth area, hit me up because I'm a realtor and I can show you. But
Okay.
if you're outside of that market, just find a realtor in that area. So if you know you want to go to Kaufman County, for an example, find you a agent that's in Kaufman County,
Mm-hmm.
and then book a showing with that agent.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
But when you find your realtor, of course, you guys are going to get a percentage of the deal, correct?
Uh, you meaning myself as a realtor?
Yes.
Yeah. So an example, and I'm just making sure I understand your
Mm-hmm.
question. So if you call me and say, hey, uh, I'm ready. Let's find me something on land. Yes, I will get a percentage from the sale of that, and the percentage could be anywhere from 1% to 3%. It's just like a real estate transaction. It's nothing different. But yes, I,
Okay.
I do get paid on the realtor side of it.
Okay. And who is paying that dollar amount? Is it the
The
seller?
seller, the
The
seller.
seller.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. And you said between 1 to how much
1 to
percentage?
3% is the normal, and sometimes it can go a little higher than that. That's the normal real estate commission on the buyer and the seller side.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Well, me and my brother kind of ran across a little situation where we were looking for some land for some mobile homes that we had, and this gentleman had two septic tanks, but he was only supposed to have one, and he did not know he was supposed to have one.
Mm-hmm.
And they said something about being close to the body of water or something like that. He can only
Hmm.
have one septic tank. Do you know anything about that or?
I don't buy them if they have a septic tank because I don't know enough about them. And so I
Okay.
don't, if even if for myself, I wouldn't buy anything with a septic tank because from what I understand, it's a headache. And
Mm,
from what I understand, I think I had quoted, I think ran across a septic tank, and I went on Facebook Marketplace, and I want to say that man told me like $8,000 to do
mm,
I can't remember what it's called, but do a regular like houses have. It's like
uh-huh.
$8,000, and that's definitely not in the budget when you're doing a
Right.
flip.
Right. Right. So, Crystal, when you're looking at a mobile home to buy, what on the mobile home you said, no, I don't want this. If there's something wrong with the roof or need an AC or flooring, what about the mobile home? You said, no, I'm walking away from this.
Uh, I would say if I see mold,
Mm-hmm.
if the house is just because it's a numbers game, right? So it has to make sense. So you don't want to buy anything that all the repairs are going to eat up your profit. You want to
Mm-hmm.
buy something, as far as for me, you want to buy something that is just clean cut. You can go in there. I always do carpet in the bedrooms because carpet is cheaper. And then I'll do linoleum part. They have Lowe's does, and I think Home Depot. They have linoleum. Remember you know what linoleum
Right,
is?
right, right,
Yeah,
right.
and they have it
Mm-hmm.
now looking like hardwood floors. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that in the bathroom, the kitchen, and the hallways. The
Okay.
rest of the in the living room. The rest of the
Mm-hmm.
house, I'm gonna do carpet in those bedrooms because carpet is cheaper to lay down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if it needs a roof, is that like a
My
no-no?
last one of mine did need a roof,
Okay.
and so I did a roof, and it was unexpected.
All
It was
right.
unexpected, but I did it.
Okay. So you bought the
Uh-huh.
mobile home not knowing it needed a roof. Do you think you would have
Right.
bought it if you knew it needed a roof or
hmm I would have.
you
I would
would?
have probably asked for maybe $2,000 or $3,000 more in my listing price.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still good because I think it was something I was gonna do and I end up not having to do. So that kind of had me some little
Okay.
change to put towards the
Okay.
roof. hmm
All right. And so how do you go about checking for liens on the mobile home? Like if somebody has a mortgage on it or something like that.
Well, that's the point of the title company.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
title
So just
company
like if I sold my house, you sold your house, nobody has to worry about that because the
okay.
title company is going to catch all of that.
Okay. All right.
hmm
And when you go into these deals, do you already like research your comparables and how do you use the MLS for the comparables as well?
Right. Right. I won't even go look at it until I do my comps because,
Okay.
like I said, most of mine are 45, 50 minutes out. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not wasting my time until I do the comps. Once I do the comps, because I look at days on market, I don't want anything where in that area the days on market is crazy. I've
Okay.
done one deal like that, but I knew what I was doing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, so days on market are important to me.
Okay.
You want something that's been on the market, and again, uh, back then, well, you know, interest rates are going high, up, and so
Okay.
people, especially those that need financing who can't pay cash for a house or a mobile home, um, so the market is a little slow. Brick homes, mobile homes, the market's just a little slow for everybody,
Okay.
because of the interest rates. But yeah, so you just I look at days on market. So I do give about 30 days. 30 days, I'm like, okay, it got a contract. That's not bad in today's market because of the interest rates.
Okay.
But I look at the area in general. Um, I make sure it's a clean looking area. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just decent.
Okay.
Um, and then once I do my comps, I run my comps, and if I could see, okay, I bet you I could talk them down just a little bit. I can offer a little less. Then that's when I get to work and say, you know what, let me go check this one out, and I go check it out.
Okay. And in our search for finding some land, we noticed like a lot of the land that we were looking at, they wanted like a double wide sometimes. So what's up with that? Why is that
Uh,
important?
so you mean in the area that you were,
Right,
yeah,
we were looking at.
yeah,
Mm,
a lot of them, just like parks, it can be a certain age, and each subdivision is different. It can be of a certain age. So they want the aesthetics of the subdivision to kind of look about the same.
gotcha.
So if they don't want single wide, they'll let you know you can only put a double wide. You can only put 2015 and up, whatever their rules are. But they try to just keep the aesthetics of the subdivision looking,
Okay.
pretty decent.
All right. And what about the acres? I know that sometimes they like some ridiculous amount of acre and they only let one little mobile home sit there. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not about to buy this. Have you noticed that as well?
I haven't. I
Okay.
haven't come across that.
All right.
Mm.
So mobile home prices is like you said, is going up just like single family homes. Do
Mhm.
you anticipate it will ever go back down to where it was? Because we were accustomed to getting mobile homes for about $15,000.
Right, right, exactly. I do. I think once the market in a whole starts coming down, I think everything else gonna follow behind. Once the brick homes and all these type of homes they start coming down, the mobile homes will follow suit.
Okay.
They're gonna
So
have
I
to.
know. I know you can't predict the future, Crystal, but do you anticipate that this gonna happen this year, or what are your thoughts?
Nah, I would say probably in a year. That's just my thoughts. Maybe in
Okay.
about a year. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you think, I know you say it's kind of slow and it's kind of slow on the rental side too. You think when these
Mm-hmm.
people start getting their income tax check, we will see like a little boom in something?
I think so. I think so. And what and I don't know if I'm wrong for doing this. I had kind of thought about Kelly, and this is a little gem for some folks. I had thought
Uh-huh.
about getting a little postcard made, and this probably be more for me, because I am a realtor. But I had thought about getting some postcards made and find like a mobile home park and send out postcards saying, "Hey, let's trade up. Sell your mobile home to me,
Okay.
and let me find you a home. Use that money for your down payment, and let's get into a house."
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Gotcha. But that's only going to work for a realtor, but there are a lot of realtors that get into this business. So,
Well,
Crystal, uh-huh.
not necessarily, because that still could work for someone like you
Mm,
who they're saying, okay, well, hey, you can plug up with a realtor or whatever, and you just sending out the postcards and just saying, hey, let me buy your mobile home so that you can move up. So not
gotcha.
not necessarily that it has
Mm,
to be for only realtors. Yeah, it could be work for anybody. You just gotta partner up with a realtor so that they can find them a house. And once you sell their house or however you do it, and they make a profit of 10,000. Hey, that's pretty decent for a brick home. Now I don't know if they're ready to jump into paying lot rent of 800 versus a mortgage of 2,500. Now that's what I
right.
don't. So that
Right.
that would be the only thing about that, because I know, some people, if they're not used to paying that type of mortgage or rent, that's hard for them to see.
Right. But they'll probably see it later on down the road when these interest rates drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Crystal, how were you advertising your mobile home for sale besides the MLS? Because a lot of people don't have access to that. Was there any other way that you were doing it?
Facebook Marketplace in those counties.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you finally sold it to somebody who from the MLS or Facebook Marketplace?
All of them have been, make sure. Yeah, all of them have been through MLS. I've
Okay.
never sold to anybody in the marketplace. Of course, you get those tire kickers. They want to know how much and this and that, but I've never sold in marketplace.
Okay. And
Hmm.
how long on average, because you were saying how long a mobile home has been on the market. How long did it take you to sell your mobile homes that you had, the three that you flipped?
Now, one of them I knew going in. That's the one I paid the cheapest. I knew going in because of the area. It wasn't a fun area, and this one was about 2 hours away in Wood County,
Okay.
near Lake Fork. So I knew that one was going to sit for a while. No, and I was okay with it because of the price I paid for it, and I paid cash. It's not like I'm paying a mortgage with high
Mm,
interest rate, so I was okay with sitting on it. But I think that one took the longest. I want to say that one took like 3 months,
okay.
but the others were 30 days and less.
Okay. And
Hmm.
then when you have a mobile home on land, then now you're paying the taxes as somebody who has a single family home in that area, correct?
Yeah, but the taxes are not near. I mean, the taxes may be 2,000 a year, or something like that. It's
Right.
not high.
It's not quite the same as a single
No,
family home
not
in
at
the area.
all. Not at all.
Okay. All right. So what advice would you give to somebody who want to get into flipping mobile homes? Because like you say, you eager to get back in, but you have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Do
on
you have any
hold.
advice?
Uh, Now, Kelly, the advice I could say is, if maybe Google some hard money lenders if you don't have the cash, and maybe just call them up and say, hey, do you do mobile homes on land? Make sure that they understand that that is real property, real estate, and not personal property.
Hmm.
So maybe just kind of Google some hard money lenders if you don't have the cash. If you do have the cash, hey, just get out there and get your feet wet and just do it. Yeah, and
Hmm.
just because they want 75,000 doesn't mean that they're sticking to that 75,000. You can make an offer for 65,000. 9 times out of 10, they'll take it.
Okay. And so was there any reason why you just went to land and not mobile homes in the park? Was it just strictly because of the money or what
Hmm.
was it? Strictly
just
'cause
strictly because of the money, and I had access to the system. And
okay.
so I just didn't want to, and I just bought one in a park I was going to flip, or I am in the process of flipping, and the money just was not near the same. And so the time that it's taken, so that'll be my last. Once I sell it, hopefully it'll be approved here shortly. Once I sell it, I'm done with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now again, I may do rentals like you. Maybe that's my retirement. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready, just eager to get back on land. But if you have business credit, like you talked about in the past,
Right.
uh, that's another way as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So my business credit maybe less than 30 days ago, from the lady who I hired. She said I'm looking pretty good. So she said, start applying. So I'm gonna start applying. And then maybe
Okay.
I can reserve my cash for what my husband needs it for, and I can just continue get back into it.
Okay. So you trying to get business credit cards or business lines of credit?
Both.
Both. Gotcha.
Whatever allows me to buy mobile homes on land.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, Crystal, where do you see yourself 5 years down the road in the mobile home business? Because I already know you killing the single family home game. Where do you
Well,
see yourself 5 years down the road in this business?
in this business, I still want to be flipping. I love it. Like I love it making the design choice decisions. I go and I I have a storage, and all my stuff I decorate with, stage with, is in my storage. And so I like going in making design decisions. No, not this. Let's do this. But of course I do it on a cheaper scale. And I like helping people, the underdog. I love the underdog. Everybody
Okay.
can't afford a $500,000 house. Everybody can't afford a $350,000 house. Some people may just be qualified for $150,000 house. But you can't buy
Okay.
no brick home for $150,000. So
Right.
I love being with the underdog, so to speak. Um,
Okay.
just families that they should be able to buy on land as well. They may
Okay.
just be they start a home, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
5 6 years they may go on to a brick home. I don't know, but whatever their goal is, I'm here for them at that level of affordability.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. And do you have any like words of wisdom who somebody who might have analysis paralysis about getting into this business?
As our girl used to say all the time, Nicole Briscoe, hey,
Mm-hmm.
jump off the porch, get it done, jump off the porch, and
Uh-huh.
and that's what I had to do, because I think all y'all left me behind. And so, I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. And then finally I was like, you know what? Let me just do it.
Uh,
And being a realtor, I've worked with investors, so I follow their lead and make suggestions. And so it's not like I'm new to it because I'm in the backgrounds of it, but it was just
mm-hmm.
time for me to just do it myself. And I want to do it on a scale of paying cash, and not having to go get them a loan. And so I was able to do that. And so I just did it. So just jump off the porch and do it.
Gotcha.
I mean, even if
Gotcha.
you just do it one time, if you say, you know what, nah, it's not for me. You're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna lose any money.
Right.
You may not make as much as you want, especially if you don't do it right.
Mm-hmm.
But so just do it. I mean, life you only have one life. Just get it done.
True. And you're
Mhm.
not gonna lose no money if you wholesale. You might
Yeah,
lose some gas money. You might lose some gas money.
right, right. And that's what
Okay.
I'm trying. I've only wholesale one deal,
Okay.
and that's what I'm really really trying. I'm really trying to get just to all wholesaling and flipping. If I could do those two, I would be happy.
Okay. All right. So, how do we go about contacting you, Crystal?
Well,
What's your
listen,
what's your contact information, your email, website, you know?
I'm gonna give you everything. My phone number is 972-824-9948. That's my cell. You can text me, you can call me, however you want to do it. You can email me at Crystal Ross, that's KrystalRoss, realtors with an S at gmail.com.
All right. Okay. So, Crystal, do you have any final words before we leave? Because I greatly appreciate you getting on here. You have any final words for us?
Thank you for having me. I do not. Only thing I could think of is just saying, hey, mobile homes like Kelly. We know this. It's a moneymaker. A lot of people don't believe in mobile homes, and they think that there's no money into it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So just even if you just do one, just do it. And then if you don't like it, hey, you say you did it and move on to the next thing.
Exactly, exactly. So, Crystal, I do have a question. I'm curious about how many mobile homes can you buy and sell in the state of Texas as a realtor? Because I know sometimes there's a cap in other states, and I'm not even sure of that answer.
There's no cap
There's no cap. Okay. All
because
right.
you're a licensed realtor. So you
Okay.
can buy 30 of them in 1 year. It's not personal property. It is real
Gotcha.
estate. You
Okay.
just like any investor who's buying, 10 flips and 2 apartments, you fall in that same category with them.
Okay. But if it is personal property, meaning if it's a mobile home inside of a park, then that's when the issue comes in.
Yes, yes.
So
Yep.
how many can you guys buy in the state of Texas? Because I don't
Two.
even know the answer. Two. Okay.
You can
All
only
right.
sell two within a year.
As long as it's personal property, you can only get two. Because I didn't
Two.
even know the answer to that.
Yeah. And it's
Uh,
ways around it. You can have your, if you trust your husband or you trust your mom, if you trust your, auntie, whatever. So it is ways around it, but legally it's only two.